You know the expression where some people will say they have a cast iron stomach? Well, I've never thought that of myself. Several years ago, I used to say that I had a stomach like a wet paper bag because I had a very weak stomach, very prone to being upset. I had active Crohn's disease. I was also gluten intolerant, though I didn't know it at the time, so I was eating gluten, messing myself up. Nowadays, I don't have the strongest stomach, but I do have a perfectly functional digestive tract, missing a few feet of large and small intestine, but it works good, and I don't suffer from the belly aches. It's much healthier. Now, why am I talking about GI tract and stuff? I'm really trying to lead in, to falling into the snow. I'm trying to lead into probiotics, because probiotics, the little microbes that live in our digestive tracts, the flora, they are super important for not only digestive health, but full body health. Did you know that we have something like 10 times as many microbe cells in our guts as we have body cells in our body? And that's possible, of course, because they're a lot smaller than our body cells. But still, we're kind of more bacteria than we are human in some ways of thinking. And those little guys, pardon the tractor over there, those little guys are really important. One, as being our first line of defense in our immune system. They actually make up a really big part of our immune system. By having a healthy population of gut flora, you you have them fighting off and keeping out other harmful bacteria and viruses. They stake a claim and they'll defend it to keep other things from getting in there and populating. So having a lot of good bacteria in your gut keeps you from getting bad bacteria in your gut. They also help to preserve and strengthen the gut lining so that you don't have gaps where toxins and where other little bad things can get through. You don't have leaky gut because they are working to maintain a healthy gut. And this is a weird one. The microbes in your gut produce a lot of the chemicals that your body uses. Well, they help to break down the food, so they give you better food absorption. But they produce a lot of the neurotransmitters that your brain uses. So a lot of our mental health is also dependent upon our gut health. In fact, there are many doctors that, and I'm not a doctor, so I'm talking about other actual doctors. There are doctors that believe that a lot of the mental health problems that we see in society are actually gut health problems. And there have been people that have seen improvement in certain mental issues by improving their gut health. So I try to encourage my family to eat a lot of high probiotic foods. The one that's most familiar to people is yogurt. It has a lot of the microbes in it. But the store-bought yogurt, usually it just doesn't have a high number of living microbes in it. Maybe it has to do with the processing or the storage on the shelf. I don't know, but it's not really thriving with life the way that a good homemade yogurt is. And we've made homemade yogurt lots of times. We really love homemade yogurt. But it can kind of intimidate people because you have to get it to a certain temperature and keep it there. You can use a crock pot, or you can use your oven if you have just the right settings. And it's just a little intimidating for new people sometimes. But there's another probiotic food that you can make on your counter. You can make it in a day. You don't have to use any electricity, so no appliances, no checking the temperature. And it tastes pretty much like yogurt, and it's Kefir. So Kefir is it's a probiotic milk-based product, milk-based drink. I think it comes from Russia, maybe. And it's not just the lactobacillus, the yogurt bacteria. It's a mixture of bacteria and fungi, beneficial ones, that work together, and they form a three-dimensional colony called Kefir grains. It looks kind of like cauliflower, sort of. But all you need to make it is a little bit of starter, and you put the starter in a mason jar, pour milk on it, close the lid, shake it up so that it's all mixed in there, and then loosen the lid because it needs to breathe and it needs to expel gas, so that gas has to go somewhere. Then yeah, just let it sit for overnight or 24 hours. It's very inexpensive. I have heard people say that it has way more, well, it should have a higher number of variety of probiotics than yogurt, just by the nature of it, because it's made from so many different things. I don't know if the total, like if you could go in there and count every microbe, I don't know if the number would be higher than the yogurt or not. But, oh, a deer has been through here. Neat. And the longer you let it go, the more tart it's going to be. So each day when I'm making the kefir, I'll pour it through a plastic strainer into a plastic bowl. We're told that if you use metal tools, metal bowls and strainers and spoons, that it will kill the kefir culture. I've never tried it, but that's what we're told. So maybe that's true, maybe it's an exaggeration, I don't know. Oh, we're also told not to use ultra pasteurized milk, that won't make a very good kefir product. We never get ultra pasteurized milk, so I have no idea if that's true or not. They say the same thing about using ultra pasteurized milk with homemade yogurt too. So I'll pour it through a plastic strainer, and I will use a wooden spoon to stir it around and to separate get the liquids out first. And then I just keep stirring it around until all that's left in the top is what I need to restart the kefir. About enough to refill the jar by an inch or two is really more than you need, but I always like to make sure it has a good amount to start over again. Then just pour more milk on it, close the lid good, shake it up to get it mixed in there, and then loosen the lid back up so that it can breathe. You don't need to wash the jar every day because the stuff in the jar is the kefir. It's those little microbes, and they will take care of themselves. I might wash the jar every 2-3 days, probably twice a week. I'll wash the jar just to get it a clean start. And then to make sure that my kids like it, I'll usually blend it up with a banana or some strawberries, maybe put a little vanilla extract in there, just to flavor it up and sweeten it up with some fruit. Pour it into a glass, and they drink it up. They love it. They always want more kefir, and I know that I'm giving them something really healthy, something to give them a very healthy stomach, a good immune system, good healthy brains. And you gotta have healthy brains, because when the zombies come, they will want the healthy brains. That's not actually a good argument for that, is it? Well, they need the healthy brains to avoid the zombies, right? Okay. I'm gonna wrap up my walk here before I end up falling down. It's really nice in the woods here today, though. Okay, thanks for watching. I maybe should have planned my thoughts out better so it wasn't so rambly. I'm gonna make my way back out of here, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.